Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on a awesome Steam PC game deal. One of those deals that comes in and out quite frequently, but whenever it's available and it's getting cheaper and cheaper, I gotta give it a mention as it is quite good. And we've got some other deals available from our friends at Fanatical. They're always running some good stuff, but they are running their 30th birthday bash right now. Fanatical's been around for a long time, so we'll cover all of that. Some really good stuff, and like I said, one deal that I think is particularly great, but a lot of good stuff across the board. But have a look at the site for yourself. There's a lot of great stuff for you to check out. If you do end up buying anything, I do get an affiliate kickback, which is much appreciated. But let's get right into it, and let's kick it off with RoboCop Rogue City. It is not $4.99 right now. It is even cheaper, 92% off for $3.99. It's an outstanding deal for RoboCop Rogue City, given that, the game is still a fairly recent release. It came out back in holiday of 2023, and it is kind of wild when you look at certain games and how cheap they get. I bring up Lies of P quite often, but Lies of P came out 2 months prior to RoboCop Rogue City, and that game is still going for $30, while RoboCop Rogue City is $3.99. Both of those games, what I think it's relevant to bring up, is that they had an expansion released right around the same time, and the expansion was priced at the same price point for each of them, $30, and yeah, RoboCop, I feel like they went the route of, hey, let's sell this game on the cheap, let's get people to buy it, and, maybe they'll like it so much that they check out Unfinished Business, which I thought, that was pretty effective, because I know a lot of people that ended up buying the game and then they also went and got Unfinished Business. Not every game is going to follow that model, and Lies of P, I would say, is a better game than RoboCop Rogue City, but I digress. Had a great time with it, and I think for $3.99, it is a pretty darn good pickup. It's not a blowaway game, and I do have to be honest that I'm not a big RoboCop guy. It's not that I have anything against RoboCop. It's just, even with, like, Hogwarts Legacy, I'm not a big Harry Potter guy. I just very, very rarely watch movies. I like a lot of the Star Wars games, and I've barely seen any of the Star Wars movies. I've never been a movie guy, and, there are movies that I'll watch. Like, I've seen the RoboCop movies in the sense that it was playing on my TV, but was I comprehending it, and was I really paying attention? No. The same can be said for the Harry Potter movies. The same can be said for a lot of the Star Wars movies, that yes, I guess they were playing on my television, but was I paying attention and was I comprehending them? Absolutely not, at least for the most part. Nevertheless, still had fun with this as a game itself goes, and for $3.99, I think it's a great deal. And Alex Murphy Edition is available for $4.79. You get some in-game items with that, so if you do want to check that out, that is an option as well. I think that's a really good pickup, and I would give it a shot. All right, next up, we have a Batman Arkham Origins. We're going to cover a couple of Batman Arkham titles, but Batman Arkham Origins is $3.29. This is the Forgotten Batman game, and it was actually developed by WB Montreal, Warner Brothers Montreal, who also did Gotham Knights, which Gotham Knights I tend to go to bat for more often than a lot of other people. I actually don't think that game is as bad as some people make it out to be, but Batman Arkham Origins was a really solid game. Was it as good as the main Arkham trilogy? Probably not. I probably wouldn't go that far, but was it a worthwhile Batman experience? Yeah, I would still say it's pretty damn good. The only thing is Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City set such a high bar for Arkham in general that Arkham Origins being an 8 out of 10 versus Arkham Asylum and City being 9.5 out of 10, so like Arkham Origins is still a damn good game, and I might even argue Arkham Origins was an 8.5. Origins also came out in that era where a lot of these like single player oriented franchise, Batman Arkham, Assassin's Creed, Mass Effect, throw Dead Space in there, they had their formulas in place, but then they're like, oh, we gotta add multiplayer to bring more people in, and Arkham Origins had multiplayer as well. I remember absolutely nothing about the multiplayer. I played the game for the campaign, but obviously it's not like you're gonna go pick up Arkham Origins and be like, alright, let me get into some multiplayer for Arkham Origins. Nevertheless, $3.29 on that, I do think that's a pretty good deal. And again, a lot of people end up forgetting about it, but I think it's quite good, all things considered. And yeah, check it out. Again, at this price point, it's quite good. If you haven't played the other Arkham games, obviously the Batman Arkham Collection is always a good shout. $7.19 prices on that, 88% off. Great deal for Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight, the premium edition. Arkham Knight is one of the worst, or it was one of the worst PC ports of all time. It is much, much better now, and it's legitimately a fantastic looking game. Whenever you see like YouTube videos or just social media posts of people comparing games that came out today to games that came out a decade ago, which yes, Arkham Knight came out a decade ago, but Arkham Knight is usually one of those games that people look at as a showcase of, wow, game visuals haven't really evolved that much in a decade, because Arkham Knight was a gorgeous game. It just ran like garbage when it came out, and I remember staying up until I want to say it was midnight for Arkham Knight to unlock on Steam, and man, the disappointment I had was so crazy. Like, imagine just, like, being hunched over on your desk like me, 18 years old at that point, ready to play Arkham Knight, and then you're just waiting until midnight, and then you just get hit with, like, the worst performance of all time. Yeah, it was crazy, but, again, thankfully it's better now. Arkham Asylum and Arkham City are fantastic games as well, and Arkham Asylum's a funny one, because I remember, I want to say it was on the cover of a Game Informer, and I'm like, bro, they're promoting a Batman game like that? You're putting Batman on the cover of this magazine? What are you doing? You know this game's gonna be mid, right? And then it came out and blew me away. Bear in mind, I was like 12, 13, and at the same time, the licensed video games up until that point were super mid, like super mediocre. Arkham Asylum, I feel like, changed the narrative for a lot of people on how good superhero games could be, and Arkham City built upon that. The game is just fantastic. The whole trilogy is fantastic. For $7.19, no-brainer there. Great pickup there. Yakuza 0, 51% off for $9.79. Now, Yakuza 0 is getting an enhanced release here soon in December. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. It's going to have some new cutscenes, I believe some new mini-games, and it has full English voice acting, which I appreciate, but some people will think you're absolutely insane if you play one of these games with English voice acting. However, that Director's Cut is coming out at $50. Ain't nobody trying to spend $50 on Yakuza 0 at this stage of the game. Phenomenal game. Phenomenal game. I cannot say enough good things about Yakuza 0, but the reality is the game came out like 7-8 years ago. Like, people are trying to pay a cheaper price point for it. And Yakuza 0 used to go on sale for $5, and I think Sega at some point realized, dude, why are we putting the Yakuza games on sale for $5? People really want these games now. Let's up the price point. And since then, it really doesn't go much lower than $10. And $9.79, I would say, is a great pickup. And again, the Director's Cut, the thing is, it is going to be an enhanced release, but the money in the Director's Cut is going to be buying it, 3-4 years down the line, and hopefully it ends up in the bargain bin as well. But do you really want to wait 3-4 years to play Yakuza 0? Probably not. And also, I don't know if Sega's going to do this, but I could totally see Sega be like, alright, Yakuza 0 Director's Cut is out now. We ain't putting Yakuza 0 on sale anymore. We've seen that in the past, you guys, where, an upgraded release comes out and either the original gets delisted, a la Sonic Generations, another Sega published game, or, they stop putting the original release on a discount. That absolutely could happen, and I would bear that in mind. So, that's something to keep in mind as well. $9.79 on that. Check it out. Enslaved Odyssey to the West, $2.59 is one of those games that I often go to glaze. I think Enslaved is an absolutely phenomenal game. It's a game that I absolutely loved. And it's got a post-apocalyptic setting, but it's so different than a lot of post-apocalyptic settings, given that it's such a vibrant and colorful world. Like, at this time, when Enslaved initially came out, I feel like Fallout was the big post-apocalyptic game, and that's got a more darker, drab setting to me. And I think most people would agree, but with Enslaved, it's like this colorful, vibrant game that it works for what it is. I like the story, even though the ending was pretty lukewarm, to say the least. But I like Monkey and Trip as a duo in the story of the game, and I had a greattime with it. For $2.59, I definitely would recommend it. And then lastly, we got Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, 82% off for $8.99. This game is being done by the same developers that are putting out the Lego Batman game that's coming out next year, and that game looks absolutely phenomenal. But Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga was a damn good game as well. I would highly recommend it, and for this price point of $8.99, I think it's a really, really good pickup. So definitely give that a shot as well. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, great pickup there as well. Some great deals on Fanatical across the board. Definitely wanted to give a mention to RoboCop Rogue City, since I think that's just an excellent deal. But yeah, other good stuff with Batman Arkham Origins, the forgotten Batman game to a lot of people, Arkham Collection, Yakuza 0, Enslaved Odyssey to the West, and Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Some really good stuff all around. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.